Right now, we're on lesson plan 5, Power Team Training. So at this point in the program, as a trainer, I want you to understand that lesson plans 1 through 4, which we've completed, really are the essence of creating the referrals on a one-to-one bragging buddy basis. 1 through 4 is the launching pad. That's where they're getting the basic skills. And now we're starting to get into advancing and going beyond that to actually maximizing the opportunity on the bragging buddy level, and we start synergizing as a chapter. So let's take a look at lesson plan 5, Power Team Training. Here's the setup. Again, this is the education coordinator slot, the 3 to 5 minute slot. Bragging buddies are sitting next to each other at the meeting. Okay, so this is a little different than what you're probably doing at your meetings. Hopefully people are kind of sitting randomly next to people who they don't always sit next to. You know, at least some of the time. There's a lot of value. I'm just giving you a tip now, somebody who's been involved in BNI for a long time. There's a lot of value in making sure that people kind of move around a little bit. Typically, we're creatures of habit. We sit in the same place a lot of times, and that may not be the most effective way to get value from your BNI meeting. But in this particular case, we're making sure that the bragging buddies are sitting next to each other. The bragging buddy tally worksheet, which we're going to look at in a moment, is printed out, and there's one for every 2 members. In other words, the bragging buddies are going to complete this worksheet as a team, and those worksheets are placed on the tables in front of the BNI members. Okay, and so I'll show you what that worksheet looks like in just a moment. The key points of this lesson plan is that we're really focusing to prep the chapter for the BNI director presentation, which is coming up in the following week. Okay, and we're going to be taking an inventory essentially of what's going on in the chapter. Okay, so everybody got the setup. They're sitting next to each other. There's a sheet in front of them, and we're taking inventory so that we're ready for the director the next week. Okay, so here's the delivery. Hey everybody, we're in for a treat next week. The BNI director will be here to help us advance to the next level of Power Team Development, Level 3, the Power Team Pioneers. So let's do a little exercise that will help us get prepared to maximize the results from the workshops we're going to do next week. And so as we have noted here, everybody should be sitting next to their bragging buddy. So again, back into the script. Please take one tally sheet for each bragging buddy group and write the names of the bragging buddies on the sheet. So that's just one sheet with 2 or 3 names on it. Now, let's complete the worksheet. In the left column, write the number 1 key situation the bragging buddies are targeting. So let me show you the worksheet format if you haven't printed it out already. Okay, this is just an excerpt of the worksheet, and essentially the first column is the key situation that the bragging buddies are working on. Then their names, so it can be up to 3 people at this stage. M1 means, and here's the legend down here, M1 is have they completed orientation meeting number 1. M2, meeting number 2. And then systematic visibility 1 through 4. Question is, have you implemented that level of systematic visibility? Have you started going through the activity of trying to create referrals for each other or not? If you have been doing that actively, then you mark that with a check mark and you work your way through. Referral, REF, have you actually created a referral or not? Yes or no? And have you created an ongoing stream of referrals in the form of a golden goose? And so that's the bragging buddy tally sheet, okay? So I'm going to go back to the dialogue now that we've refreshed our understanding of what that sheet is. So everybody, you've got a sheet in front of you. Let's complete the worksheet. In the left column, write the number 1 key situation that the bragging buddies are targeting. Next, write your names. Then, if applicable, the dates you completed meetings number 1 and meetings number 2 in columns M1 and M2. Now, indicate which levels of systematic visibility you've implemented. And so if you need a reminder, and we're talking to the group now, If you need a reminder of the different levels of systematic visibility, open your workbook to page 38 for the Systematic Visibility Scorecard as a cheat sheet. So let's do that as a group as we kind of loosen up a little bit. We're diving into the training now. Everybody open up your workbook to page 38. And this is the Systematic Visibility Scorecard. And so this will help people remember what the heck levels 1 through 4 are, and they can get a clear indication as to whether or not they're actually doing them. So it's important that we open it up, and as we're rolling this out and learning the material, we keep familiarizing ourselves with what's going on in the workbook. Okay, so the instructions continue. Everybody's opened it up, and so number 5, next in the referral column, indicate if you've created a referral, and if more than one, you can put how many. And then the Golden Goose, the GG column, indicate if you've created a Golden Goose referral source, and if more than one, how many. Please pass the tally sheets to me when you've completed them. Okay. So the tally sheets that I have available to you are a full letter size page. You may want to reduce that down for your chapter, maybe to a quarter page or something like that, just to save on paper. You'll figure out some other green, ecologically friendly way of getting that information. But that's what we're doing here during this presentation, and then you'll see the note. The growth coordinator, or the person performing that function, right, collects and tallies all columns and pairs the Bragging Buddy duos and trios who've completed boot camp orientation meetings 1 and 2 and have created at least one referral with systematic visibility in preparation of the director presentation the following week. So whoever's playing the role of growth coordinator is going to be tallying up this information and then identifying which Bragging Buddy groups are ready to advance to form a power team. And that's really a function of have they been implementing systematic visibility and have they created a referral or not. If the answer is yes, they're ready to take a look at advancing. So we wrap up this presentation by saying, okay, folks, the workshop from the B&I Director Consultant next week is going to jumpstart the referral activity here in our chapter. So thank you very much for completing the tally worksheets. During our after-meeting support group, we'll have a training on the 3 levels of Bragging Buddy referrals: order takers, connectors, and creators. And we'll also introduce the Bragging Buddy meeting agenda, which the power teams will use to create referrals for each other. So with that, I turn the meeting back to our esteemed chapter president. Okay, I added the word esteemed there. And so we're having a little fun, and I encourage you to have some fun as well with the script. Okay, so what are we doing? We're basically just gathering information on which Bragging Buddies are actively working the program based on their key situation and what have they done. Okay. As a trainer, you really need to get into accountability with the people who made the commitment to do this. We know that there's going to be a group of people in the chapter who are not making a commitment to come to the after meeting session or do extra things, and we've made a pledge to them that as long as they're a good chapter member with a relevant product or service and are actively participating in doing their fair share on the chapter level, we'll promote them systematically as a power team. Okay? We don't expect 100% of the people to be doing 100% of the work. But what we do expect is the people who have made a commitment to be on the power team, that we keep each other accountable. And this is a very clean sheet to do that. And so that's the essence of the education coordinator slot for lesson plan number 5.